Hey everybody, what's good? This is Mitchell Graham with Raisin Toast Records. Today I'm going to be talking about Empirical Labs Arousor plugin, which is basically the software version of their distressor, but it's also got a lot of new features that are way cooler than the piece of rack gear that you might have in your studio. So I figured I would show off some of these cool features using a session from a track by this artist named Corsi, and you can find a link to this single. The song's called Ashes. So Empirical just released Rev 2 of the Arousor, and there are some pretty major enhancements from the original. A lot of them are aesthetic, but there are also some really, really bad features that push it even further than Rev 1. Right off the bat, one of my favorite things about this plugin are the presets, because they all sound great. So if you open up your preset menu, there's even more now with Rev 2. I think there was only 18 with the first edition, but this one they've added even more. There's 25 now, and they all sound incredible. Like you throw them on anything, and they're going to sound great, especially if you use the intuitively named titles here. But they're really good starting points. So for example, I've got this vocal track right now. So if I turn on this burning vocal dynamic and solo my vocal track here.
Where's the silver lining in this? All my silvers turn to gray.
That vocal's just getting the kicked out of it by this compressor, and it sounds great.
Pages. Over time they fade away.
So maybe that aggressive sound is a little bit too much for you. So aside from being able to adjust all of the parameters here, there's also with Rev 2 this new feature, which is the expert button. So this is going to make your pants probably. So you hit this E and opens up what I would call the expert menu, and it's in the blend section. And so it allows you to like perfectly match the levels between the compressed and uncompressed signals, which is pretty sick because I don't know of any other plugin that can do that.
Where's the silver lining in this?
You can change your dry level to trim
gray.
on that so that they're exactly equal.
Pencil lines on crumpled pages.
So obviously that's not quite
time
there,
they
but
fade
you can really dial that in so that you get the perfect sound that you want, whether you want it to be fully just destroyed by this compressor or if you want to bring it down so it's just a little bit lighter of an effect. So that's a killer plugin, and the expert button is just opening up all of these possibilities for you. This preset also shows off another one of the really sick things about this plugin that's different from the original compressor, that like the piece of rack gear, and that's this rivet mode right here. So that's basically like this brick wall ratio that just kicks and just will smash the out of whatever you play. Empirical says that it sounds good on room mics or for skimming peaks and all of that sort of thing, but it's just this brick wall that just smashes the out of anything you put it up against, and it's amazing. I love it. A big difference between this plugin and the distressor compressor that you might have in your studio is that you get this attack modification. This changes the whole game when it comes to compression. So they have this at-mod attack modification control down here, and what that allows is for you to change the shape of the initial attack. So you can lengthen the attack times totally different than just changing the attack setting here. You can just change everything. You can dial in the sound to exactly what you want. It's incredible. Now, I just want to take a second here. We've only listened to a little bit, but can we just talk about how pretty this plugin is? Like, something I love about the distressor is the big white knobs, and obviously that's like a defining feature. So of course they had to throw those on here. They look great. There's the cool like shading and shadows and all that that they added with Rev 2, and I just love it. It's like you're in the studio actually adjusting things, except for I'm using a mouse and clicking and dragging. But it's the aesthetics. It changes so much. It really, really does. So something else that this plugin has that's just bad is the sidechain options that you have. You can sidechain a high pass filter, a band pass filter. You can just modify things and get exactly the sound that you want. I don't care if you're making a rock track. I don't care if you're making a singer-songwriter track. I don't care if you're making EDM track or something. This compressor can make the sound that you want, and it's amazing. So let's check out a couple more presets here. So, we played around a little bit with our vocal, just destroying it.
All my silvers turn to gray.
Obviously, this is a female vocal, so let's try the female vocal preset.
Where's the silver lining in this? All my silvers turn to gray. Pencil line.
So let's do an A-B here. So here's
Where's the
without.
silver lining in this? All my silvers turn to gray.
And here's with.
Where's the silver lining in this? All my silvers turn to gray.
So right there, you can hear that classic sound of the distressor that I love, where it's just got that classic knee compression, sounds great, and they did such a killer job of emulating that here with the plugin. All right, so now we played around with the vocal track a little bit. Let's move on to something like drums. So I've just got a drum bus here, and let's try a preset. Let's try like hard drum bus minus 7 dB, because this is a drum bus. Let's see how it sounds. So you haven't even heard the unprocessed track yet, and I already know that this sounds so much better than it could. Here's without. Throw it back on. Just adds so much more punch to it. And I like to play around with the saturation knob, so you can crank that up. Because that soft clipping to me just sounds beautiful. Obviously, maybe that's a little too much, but you can really make a big difference on your sound, and having that control is just critical. All right, let's play around with this app mod, the attack modification, a little bit. So if we crank that up, you can just instantly hear the different attack curve that you've got. So much more of the attack slips through there, whereas if you dial it back a little bit, it's a lot more compressed. But having that control is just changing the game when it comes to compression. Okay, let's try out one more preset. I chose pummeled kick snare bus. Now that's what I'm talking about. So obviously, this plugin isn't just designed for smashing out of everything you put it on. But for me, the compression sounds so good that I can't help just overusing it on everything right now. So that's why I have to kind of limit myself. That being said, it does have a really smooth sound like we just heard on the vocals, where it can just smooth out peaks and just sound great like any other compressor does. But this opens up so many more options for polishing and carving the sound that you want. Okay, so something else I've been playing around with has been the Rhodes on this track. So we've got somebody that played a Fender Rhodes, and it sounds like this unprocessed. So I've been using this distorted electric guitar preset on the Rhodes because it kind of has a guitar sound tone-wise, and it just fills it out so beautifully. So the last instrument we're going to check out here will be a bass track. So let's open that up here and listen to it unprocessed. Pretty typical bass track here. So let's check out these presets. All right, let's enhance the out of this. Just fills out the sound, thickens up the bass, enhances it. Great name, Bass Enhancer. Who would have thought? Probably
Empirical Labs founder and chief engineer Dave Durr.
Wow. So once again, Empirical has come to us with a great piece of gear. This time it happens to be software. Before, they've given it to us with hardware like the Distressor, Fatso, all of that good shit. But guess what? They're in the software world now, blowing everybody's mind, making great plugins. So check out the Arousor. It's got more features that I didn't get to here. Like the Rev 2 has better support for control surfaces, which is huge. I don't have one, but I'm trying to cop one because they're sick. But like old Avid D command and stuff like that can all just connect right to it, and it's super easy control. I saw somebody playing with it the other day. There's also a preset sharing function, which is great for somebody like me who likes to start with a preset. So you're going to be able to work across platforms and make it easier to share, even like through emails, your presets. Wow. So this plugin's Mac only right now, but they're working on Windows, so soon you'll be able to have it on your PC if you're a Windows user. Now, here's the best part. So the best part here is that you don't have to pay out the ass for this plugin. There's a monthly subscription service that even I can afford as a college student. It's like $5 a month or $50 a year, so you don't have to pay the few $100 to have the full forever license if you don't want to. Wow. With this plugin, not only did Empirical kick ass with Rev 1, with bringing out this emulation of the Distressor plugin, but that adds so much more, Rev 2 has just upped the game and set a new standard for compressor plugins. This is my favorite new plugin that I've downloaded, and I plan on using it on just about everything from here on out. So big ups to Empirical for taking a piece of hardware and not just emulating it and making a plugin. They're taking the fact that this is now in the digital domain and you can change so much more, and giving you all of these options to just completely shape the sound to what you want it to be. So check out the Arousor. It's a great plugin. You can download a demo from their website, but I can guarantee that you're going to love it. This is Mitchell Graham with Raisin Toast Records. I'll talk to you soon.